Before a baby speaks its first words, it already knows how to communicate. The first language every human learns is not made of words, but emotions. A baby's cry may sound simple, but it carries a hidden message. To adults, it may seem like a random sound, but to a baby, it is a powerful signal. From the moment humans are born, crying becomes a tool for survival. Long before modern technology existed, babies depended on this ancient form of communication. A baby cannot explain hunger, discomfort, or fear with words. Instead, the brain sends a message through the only voice it has. That voice is the cry that every parent recognizes. But why do babies cry even when nothing seems wrong? Is there truly no reason behind the tears? Or are babies speaking a language adults have forgotten how to understand? Every cry has a story, and every sound has a purpose. To uncover the mystery, we must first understand the world through a baby's eyes. A newborn enters the world completely dependent on others for survival. Unlike adults, babies cannot walk, search for food, or protect themselves. Their survival depends on one powerful ability: communication through crying. The cry is a signal that tells the world, "I need help." One of the most common reasons babies cry is hunger. A baby's stomach is small, and it needs frequent energy to grow. Sometimes the baby cries before hunger becomes obvious. The cry is the body's way of saying that something important is missing. But hunger is not the only reason a baby calls for attention. Sometimes a baby cries because something feels uncomfortable. A wet diaper, uncomfortable clothing, or a strange sensation can create distress. To a baby, small problems can feel like huge challenges. Their cries are not random reactions, they are survival messages. Every cry is the baby's way of asking the world to listen. A baby does not only cry when it needs food, sometimes it cries because it needs comfort. From birth, humans are designed to seek safety from others. A baby feels protected when it hears a familiar voice or feels a gentle touch. These simple moments help the baby understand that the world is safe. Sometimes babies cry immediately after being placed down. To adults, it may seem confusing because nothing appears wrong. But the baby may simply be searching for the warmth it felt before. For thousands of years, being close to caregivers helped babies survive. Human babies are born with a natural desire for connection. A cry can be a request for closeness, not just a sign of a problem. Comfort teaches a baby that someone is there to protect them. This connection forms the foundation of trust and emotional development. What sounds like a meaningless cry may actually be a search for reassurance. A baby is not always asking for something. Sometimes it is simply asking to feel safe. A baby enters a world filled with sounds, lights, and sensations it has never experienced before. For adults, these things feel normal, but for a newborn, everything is completely new. A baby's brain is still learning how to process the world around it. Sometimes too much activity can become overwhelming. Bright lights, loud noises, and many people can create stress. When a baby cannot escape the feeling, crying becomes the response. The cry is the baby's way of saying, "This is too much for me." Even simple experiences like changing clothes can feel unfamiliar. A baby does not yet understand what is happening around them. Every new experience requires the brain to learn and adapt. Crying helps release the emotions a baby cannot explain. What looks like a sudden cry may actually be a response to a hidden feeling. The baby is not reacting without reason. The reason may simply be invisible to us. Behind every cry is a tiny human learning how to survive in a big world. Although every baby cries, not every cry means the same thing. Over time, parents begin to recognize the hidden messages behind each sound. A hungry cry may sound different from a cry of discomfort or tiredness. The human brain is naturally designed to notice a baby's cry. Even during deep sleep, parents can wake up when they hear that familiar sound. This powerful reaction is part of human survival. For early humans, responding quickly could mean the difference between safety and danger. A baby's cry is powerful because it demands attention. It can interrupt conversations, sleep, and almost any activity. This is not an accident. It is a survival feature built into humans. A baby's cry connects two human beings before words ever exist. It creates a silent conversation between the baby and the caregiver. The cry may seem simple, but it carries thousands of years of human evolution. Every newborn carries this ancient language from the very beginning of life. Sometimes a baby cries even after being fed, changed, and comforted. To adults, this can feel confusing because everything seems perfectly fine. But inside the baby's developing brain, many changes are happening every moment. A newborn is learning how to handle new emotions and sensations. Sometimes the smallest things can create big feelings. A sudden noise or unfamiliar feeling can surprise a baby. Crying becomes the way the baby releases those overwhelming emotions. There are moments when a baby simply needs time to calm down. The baby is not trying to make life difficult for anyone. The cry is not a sign of bad behavior or stubbornness. It is simply the only tool the baby has to express what is happening inside. As the baby grows, the brain develops new ways to communicate. Words eventually replace cries, but the need to be understood remains. The mysterious cry was never without a reason. It was a message waiting to be understood. Behind every cry is a developing brain trying to understand a complicated world. A baby's brain grows rapidly during the first years of life. Every sound, touch, and experience creates new connections. But because the brain is still developing, emotions can feel very powerful. A baby cannot yet control feelings the way adults can. When emotions become too strong, crying helps express them. This is why babies may cry when they are tired, frustrated, or overwhelmed. Even a simple change in routine can affect how a baby feels. Babies depend on familiar patterns to feel secure. When those patterns change, crying may become the baby's response. The cry is a bridge between what the baby feels and what others can understand. Every response from a caregiver teaches the baby about trust. A calm and caring response helps the baby feel safe in the world. The cry that seems mysterious is actually part of a beautiful process of human development. After everything we have discovered, one truth becomes clear. A baby never cries without a reason. The reason may not always be visible to adults, but it exists. Every cry is a small message from a human who cannot yet use words. It may be asking for food, comfort, rest, or simply a feeling of safety. The cry is one of nature's most powerful survival tools. For generations, this simple sound has connected babies with the people who protect them. A cry creates a bond before a single word is spoken. It teaches parents to listen, understand, and respond. And it teaches babies that they are not alone in this world. The next time a baby cries, remember what is truly happening. You are not hearing noise, you are hearing a message. A tiny voice is trying to communicate with a very big world. Because behind every baby's cry is a story waiting to be understood.